What up, gang? Gang. Welcome back to another episode of Wednesday Night SmackTalk. We are here after Backlash predictions, after Backlash this past Sunday with the greatest wrestling match ever in the history of wrestling. And we have the results from Backlash, obviously, because I just said. So, let's get into it. We got 3 matches on the card. As you know, we have an issued open challenge between Brandon, who issued the Brandon, and Mikey, the Golden God Mikey. And let's get into it. So first, we have, I have to say, the Viking Raiders and Street Profits were added to the card earlier on in the day of Backlash, and I did get people to predict the match. Match wound up not even happening. So, yeah. But Brandon picked the Viking Raiders and Mikey picked the Street Profits, if that helps you. Neither of them won. There was no match. And even if you do count, I was going to count what they did, because they did like those cinematic things, like the Undertaker vs. AJ Styles match. But it ended with them both in a dumpster. Or both tag teams, all 4 of them in a dumpster. So, even then, it was a fucking draw. But either way. Next, we have Apollo Crews and Andrade. They picked the same. Bayley and Sasha Banks, they picked the same. They got it right. Jeff Hardy and Sheamus, they picked Jeff Hardy. They both got it wrong. Asuka versus Nia Jax, both got it wrong because it was a draw, but they both picked Asuka. Here's their big one. Braun Strowman versus The Miz and John Morrison. Mikey picked Braun Strowman, obviously. Brandon, for some reason, picked The Miz and John Morrison. Braun Strowman won in a fairly easy match, fairly shit match. Both picked Drew McIntyre, both got it right. Edge versus Randy Orton, the only other match they disagreed on besides that Street Profits thing, but you already know. We got Edge versus Randy Orton in the greatest wrestling match ever. Brandon picked Edge. Mikey picked Randy Orton. Randy Orton did win the greatest wrestling match ever, which means Mikey, in the 2 matches that they differed on, got both of them right. And Mikey went 5-2 on the show. Brandon went 3-4. And we have a winner in this open challenge, and it was the person who opened that issued challenge. Or the person who issued that open. It was Mikey who responded to Brandon. And Mikey, obviously, because he's a Golden God, won that match to shut Brandon up. And we'll have more on that right now, because Mikey has sent in a little something for us about just how happy he is that he beat Brandon.
Hello, everybody. This is Mikey Carbs, and I'm sorry for all the noise in the background. All this noise in the background from all the people that thought that Brandon was going to win are all screaming at me. And you don't hear any noise? Oh, you shouldn't, because no one should have thought that Brandon was going to beat me. I saw the polls that Kang put on there, that everybody thought that Brandon was going to win for some odd reason. Do you know that when you go against me, you have like a 0.01% chance of beating me? There's a reason why I'm a Hall of Famer. There's a reason why I'm one of the best people in this prediction league, although my record might not show it, but that's because I get thrown into all these huge battle royals and all the ladder matches and all these other things. When it's just one-on-one, I rarely lose. So I hate to break it to people, but I am one of the best people in this league. And the fact that I went against somebody that was undefeated, who issued an open challenge, that I accepted the open challenge, then he accepted my acceptation of the open challenge, which makes no sense, just proves that I'm the best in this league. Now, Brandon, beating him doesn't really thrill me a lot because I'm not one of the people screaming behind me. I knew I was going to beat him. So this wasn't really a huge victory for me. I know that this is his first loss of 2020 and probably the biggest travesty of his 2020, like he said. But this doesn't thrill me. I should be a lot happier. I just wish that there was somebody in this league that was good enough to hold my attention for me to actually take serious, for me to even feel nervous about. Because I don't feel nervous about anything against anybody in this league. And I don't even want the championship. The championship doesn't even, because I know if I contend against Paul, I'll win. And then I got to go against another person next week or next pay-per-view and the pay-per-view after that. And I'll be champion for 6-7 years because no one will be able to beat me. So it's going to be very, boring. So I really want a real competitor to go against me. I beat basically everybody in this. I don't know what else is left. And this isn't a retirement speech because let's be honest, I've had to give way too many of those retirements and quitting and getting fired things. But I need somebody. Now this is my open challenge to everybody. I need somebody that actually feels like they have a chance and will put something against me on the line. I don't know. I already made Sebi eat hot peppers. Brandon poked out his eyes. I don't know if that was me or somebody else, but Brandon's been doing a lot of wacky shit. I think he's officially lost his mind. Darcy stopped making songs because I beat him so bad. I don't know what's next. I don't know. Wild card? Do I go against the wild card? You've got his first victory. Who else is there? Do I have to go against the Golden Gods to actually have a challenge in this league? If that's what it takes for me to get a challenge, that's what I'll do. Because I have to prove to everybody that I'm the best in this. And I haven't hardly even watched wrestling. That just shows how damn good I am. But just chalk it up as another victory to the Golden Gods. I know everybody's sick of it. We're running out of chalk for chalking up so much victories to the Golden Gods because we just win so much. Besides this championship match, but that wasn't fair. Kang was called up on short notice, so you can't blame him for that. He was trying to be a fighting champion, but sometimes when you can't train, you're not at your full strength, and the only way to beat Kang is when he's not at his full strength. So kudos to Paul for beating him, but I don't know if that's a spoiler yet, but that's it. All I want to tell everybody is that I'm the best. You're not the best. Golden Gods are the best, and that's it. There's nothing more to say. I hope somebody actually challenges me. I hope somebody that actually has something to offer challenges me. I'm kind of, I've been tag champion for so long. I need a challenge. I need somebody to pique my interest. So somebody out there, please pique my interest.
Okay, moving on to the next match, we have Lou versus Zach for the Money in the Bank Discord role. Now, as you know, they tied at Money in the Bank in the Money in the Bank match, and this match was to determine who is the sole owner of the Money in the Bank role. And it went down a little bit like this. Apollo Crews versus Andrade. Lou picked Andrade, Zach picked Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews retained, and Zach is up 1. Next match, Bayley and Sasha Banks versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross versus the Iconics. Lou picked the Iconics, Zach picked Banks and Bayley, and Banks and Bayley did win, putting Zach up 2 in differing matches. Next, Hardy. They both picked Hardy, and both got it wrong. Asuka, Nia Jax. They both picked Asuka, and they both got it wrong. Strowman versus Miz and Morrison. They both picked Strowman. They both got it right. McIntyre versus Lashley. They both picked McIntyre. Both got it right. And the final match they differed on, which means Zach has already won. But just for shits and giggles, let's say Lou picked Edge. Zach picked Randy Orton. Randy Orton did win. Zach got, in the 3 matches they differed on, Zach got every single one of them right over Lou. And Zach, with a record of 5-2, has defeated Lou with a record of 2-5. They flipped there. So, the sole owner of the Money in the Bank role on Discord and the Money in the Bank briefcase, as you'll see right now, is Zach.
So at Backlash, I did the unthinkable. I beat Lou! I finally beat Lou! Yes! 3 victories for me. 3! Yo, you know what that means? I'm Mr. Money in the Bank now. Now that's epic. See, I've been a loser for a long time. Having one of the worst records in the KKPL, you know, like, I don't let it get me down, but it's not the greatest thing to have, you know what I mean? But everything means nothing now that I'm Mr. Money in the Bank. And now that I'm Mr. Money in the Bank, I'm putting the whole division on notice. Whoever has that predictions championship when I decide to go for it, watch out. Because I am Mr. Money in the Bank. And I'm coming for you. See you, Lou. Have fun leaving the Golden Gods. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Lou. Bye-bye, Lou. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Lou. Lou. I'm Mr. Money in the Bank now. And you are out of the Golden Gods. So, see you, Lou.
Then moving on to the final match, which is Kang, that's me, versus Paul for the Predictions Championship. Now we got Apollo Crews versus Andrade, and Apollo won, and we both predicted Apollo, and we both got it right. I also want to say, Street Profits and Viking Raiders, that match didn't happen, but we did predict that, and, well, as you know, nothing came out of it, but we did differ. I picked the Street Profits and he picked the Viking Raiders. I wish that match would have happened, because we'll see. Bayley and Sasha Banks versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, Alexa Bliss and the Iconics. We both picked Bayley and Banks, both got it right. Asuka versus Nia Jax, we both picked Asuka, both got it right. Strowman, both picked Strowman, both got it right. McIntyre, of course, we picked Drew McIntyre, and we both got it right. Edge versus Randy Orton, we both picked Randy Orton to win. We both got it right. But the crux was Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus. Now at the time, I picked Jeff Hardy because I was like, well, you know, he should probably win, right? And then on SmackDown, he threw piss in Sheamus' face, and I fucking knew he was gonna fucking lose. It was a 50-50 booking, and you know, I'm really debating moving SmackTalk to Saturdays because I'm not really comfortable with that fucking loss. But I'll take this loss like a man. Jeff Hardy did not win. Sheamus won. Sheamus beat Jeff Hardy. I'm pretty sure Paul was the only person to pick Sheamus. Keep in mind, I did almost pick Sheamus at the predictions, but I had to go with Hardy. I wish I picked Sheamus, but at the same time, there would have been no other matches that I would have wanted to change besides Hardy versus Sheamus. So at the same time, either I was going to tie with Paul or I was going to lose. And as you can tell, I lost because Sheamus did win. And Paul went 6-1, the best record on the show. I went 5-2. We all got one wrong because Asuka and Nia Jax were a double count out, and Asuka did not win like everybody predicted. So basically, for all intents and purposes, Paul went undefeated. Basically. And I went 5-2. I got one wrong. But Paul is your defending predictions champion. He has defeated me again. At least this time, I am comfortable with the loss because I didn't get screwed by a pregnant woman. Enough about me, though. Enough about my sorrows. Enough about my George Soros. Because we have a promo of celebration from your current reigning predictions champion, Paul.
Kangaroo Man, you gave a good fight, yeah, man. But it ended up being me who was the winner, and you know it.
Send him a tweet and let him know you want a new champ on the show. Hey, hey, hey! Ho, ho! The Universal Champion needs to go.
Hey ho, ho oh, KKPO champion, yeah, yeah.
Ho, ho! Braun Strowman's done it a lot of 6 times. Instead of dress shoes, this door press crocs.
Boombox.
Braun won't shut up about his hands, and that's a fact. This Speedo Spencer hopes to get wearing a sheep mask. We're fixing to
Anyway, hope that was nice and good for you. But yeah, Kangaroo Man, you put up a nice fight, and whatchamacallit, took everything this time. I remember last time how I lost and how I lost woman, and this time. What do you want, Fitz? This time. Oh. Hey, look who I'm joined by. Uh-oh. I am joined by the Fitz. The Fitz. Rah. Alright. Go watch the door. Watch the door for the Kangaroo Man. Yep. Watch the door for the Kangaroo Man. You gotta watch my back. And then Kenshin will be on the other side. Okay? Got it, Fitz? Alright. Good boy. Anyway, so, yeah, I lost woman. And, well, I had to go into the Spirit of Time room and train. And I made sure that I looked at all my I's and crossed my T's and even looked at the igloos and made sure that everything was nice and hunky-dory. And, well, came out as the winner. So, it was a very, very good match, I think. I, for a little bit there, thought that I wasn't going to be able to go ahead, but ended up doing it. So, well, now that Randy Orton versus Cena KKPL version is over, at least for the time being, because a lot of tennis matching back and forthing, and you know, maybe there's one more, but not right now. So, who is up next? Am I gonna figure that one out? I think we already know who's next. Not in the Goldberg kind of way, but in the KKPL kind of way. So, who's next? Is it you? Hey, 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 ho, ho, the Kangaroo Man has got to go. It's cooking.
Well, that's it for this week's episode of Wednesday Night SmackTalk. Thank you, everyone, sincerely for tuning in. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you get notified whenever I post another episode of Wednesday Night SmackTalk or any other thing that you want to see on my channel that I upload. Also, I wanted to say this for last. As for Franco, as you know, I filled in last minute, wasn't ready to predict against Paul, but I did, so we'd have a title match. Franco was supposed to face Paul for the Predictions Championship, but he no-showed, and he forfeited that. He's not getting another match at Extreme Rules. So, we have the title slot for Paul wide open. We'll have to see who Paul will face at Extreme Rules. But for now, that's it. So, I want you all out there to be excellent to each other and party on, dudes.
THANKYOU. Thank you, thank you. THANKYOU.
Thank you, Kang.